I've been having these thoughts recently about everything that's been happening in my life, or everything that happened in the year 2022. It's almost coming to an end. Christmas is going to be here in no time. And I'm starting to think everything that happened this year. And as I was reflecting, I was like, what the friggin' hell? I don't really understand what happened this entire year. What was the point of whatever happened this year? Like, what was going on?
As we proceed toward the end of this year, I wanted to take a moment to write about how god awful this year was. How it felt like nothing but a losing streak, a year where a series of events competed against each other to screw up my sanity and my happiness. And all I ever wanted to do was go on a mountaintop and scream my heart out. Since that is harder to achieve, I chose to rant about all the things that didn't work out this year through writing instead. I wanted to vent how everything that I worked for didn't work for me, how I lost and only lost, and how I watched everything that I built over time crumble into pieces. How endless the nights felt where I couldn't fall asleep and twisted and turned out of anxiety and intrusive thoughts. How uncertainty kept lurking around me like my own shadow. How many times I broke down when I thought I had it all. How lonely some days felt, and how many times it felt like a one-woman battle against some unseen force.
So I'm like back into square one. What should I do? It's a lot of pressure to think this.
I wanted to talk about it all, the weariness and all the hurt and the pain. You see, I'm good at talking about this stuff. I don't like to hide when I'm writing. Let's just say I cannot hide when it's the words, the pen, and me. I become my most vulnerable self when I'm jotting down the words, so I usually just let it out.
I haven't got that far yet. I really need to vent out some things, and that's what I'm trying to do.
But something changed when I was just about ready with all the anger and the frustration in the world. I was so ready to pour my weary heart out on a blank canvas that lay before me, but a voice in me said, wait, hold on. Look at what you've gained though. Look at the way you're still here, and look at what you learned, and look at all the good things that happened despite the challenges. At first I was like, yeah, right. There's not a lot of them. But for once I decided to listen to that voice and look at the glass from half full perspective. So now this video is an ode to 2022, where I dive in to see the brighter side, because I cannot deny the things that worked despite how it really felt for the most part. So before the downplaying side of me takes over, I must give myself credit for handling things with utmost sanity without little to no help, for maintaining the discipline to not fall off the track, and trying to learn and seek opportunities in uncharted territories, to trying to get out of my comfort zone again and again and push myself when all I wanted to do was to lie on my bed and disappear into the void. I must give myself credit for not sulking and losing the grip when it was so easy to do, and keeping it together at all times. It's not easy when life constantly knocks you down again and again. But then I come from a lineage of the most resilient people.
Brings like what change? Bring it on. Like I've had it all. But I feel like inside, deep down, there's something good coming out of this. So fingers crossed. Let's hope that happens.
I have some warrior blood in me, and as corny as that sounds, I'm capable of overcoming anything, especially if I set my mind to it. I also cannot ignore how many great things I saw this year, from some of the most amazing sunsets to sunrises to nature's architecture at its best. Witnessing a sky full of stars on a new moon night to discovering wildlife and feeling in awe of nature. From so many road trips with wholesome conversations to sharing drinks and exchanging life stories with strangers to finding miraculous signs and symbols every time I felt life was against me. This year has truly been an adventure by all means and quite literally. And like every adventure, this year had all the emotions of joy, emotions of fear, a sense of accomplishment, and the end realization that you somehow made it through. I was on the edge many times, on the trails and in life, and I almost thought I wouldn't make it to the other side. Almost thought I'd somehow stumble and fall, and I wanted to turn back many times and not see the other side. But I made it. Each time, I made it. Through it all. Through the trails and through difficult circumstances at life. So when I look at it all now, I am nothing but grateful for all the resilience, for the words of encouragement from people, for all the support I received, and for the great times I've had, for all the trips that I took this year. Hopefully they increase in number next year, but for all the new people that came to my life and the old ones with whom the relationship strengthened. One big thing I learned from this year is to never stop questioning and never stop looking for my purpose. I had been caught up in the past few years to be on the grid and take the safe route, to do what I need to do and what was expected out of me and not what I really want to do. There's a difference you can tell when you constantly find yourself questioning. I am someone who is very critical of myself. I have high expectations of myself. It means you're not doing what you're supposed to do and you're not doing what's true to you. I had stopped seeking what my soul really wanted. I have always been an inquisitive for the longest amount of time, and I always wanted to make sense of my existence. I didn't want to simply exist, and I wanted to be something, do something. I wanted to be more. So, some reality checks and wake-up calls later this year, I've come to realize that staying stagnant is just not for me. The safe route may not actually be for me. I cannot settle. I have a bigger mission and I have to keep moving. Take the off-beaten path whenever I can and take risks because I know I'm born for this. Hopefully, I can keep the light on and keep going after what my heart truly wants, or at least be in the search of it. I don't like holding grudges, so I like to move on, which is why I want to move on from this year, from everything that didn't work out the way it should have, could have. I'm leaving it all behind, all the trials and errors, the unrequited emotions, the hurt and the pain, and I'm deciding to end it all on a positive note. A positive note that I've only gotten stronger and, like a phoenix, risen from the ashes. And that's the beauty of it. I also want to take a moment and remember my dear grandfather whom I lost this year. Of all the pain, this has been the hardest of all. I know he's with me at all times. I feel it. He's out there looking after me, but it's hard not knowing that he's physically there. He was one of the biggest cheerleaders of my life, and I just want to wake up one day and know that I made him so proud. You may have had a good or a bad year, or perhaps something in between. I just say to you, take notes, savor the sweet memories, and forget the rest, and just move on. Because there's no way back. Remember, you have what it takes to get through it all. You always do. I hope all of us can have an amazing new year. I hope I'll see you on the other side.
What was I to learn from it? I just don't know. It just seems like this whole puzzle that happened, like everything that happened, all the actions that took place, all the events that happened, what's the point? What was the point of the things that happened? Is my question. And as you can see, I'm confused. So I don't know.